Hello and welcome to the Sun and Soul podcast. I'm your host Brianna, and this is a little bonus episode for everyone listening. We've been talking about meditation. You guys have let me know that you don't really know how to meditate. You don't know how to connect, and I think it's really important that everyone finds a way to connect with their inner being, with their higher self, with their spirit guide, their angels, their ancestors, etc. So if this is something that you have been wanting to accomplish, then this is the episode for you. And remember, no episode ever finds you by mistake. Spirit is leading you to these episodes. They're the ones that are connecting you, and they're so excited that you're finally wanting to connect with them. They're so exciting that you finally get their guidance and resonate with it and know that it is truly them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by giving you 3 different meditation techniques that I love to use and I think are really helpful. And you'll know which one is the right one for you by which one resonates with you. And you can try them all and you can see which one you get the most validation from, the most guidance from. But really, whichever one makes you feel most at peace is the one you should do, okay? So go ahead, pause this if you need to, but you're going to want to get into a relaxed place where the lights are dim, where you can relax, you can kick off your shoes, no one's going to interrupt you, and you can really focus on the words that I'm going to be sharing with you in this episode, okay? So go ahead, you do that now, and I'll meet you back in just a minute. Let's start with the first state of meditation. I like to call this just zoning out, okay, but doing it with intent, doing it with purpose. And this is a great time. This is a great meditation to do at the end of every day. When you're getting ready for bed, after you've brushed your teeth, after you've tucked your kids into bed, after you've scrolled on your phone, and when you're truly ready to shut the lights off and go to bed, we have to shut the lights off within ourselves so we can hear any guidance that Spirit wants to share with us before we nod off into dreamland. Some like to say that when we do dream, it's our soul leaving our body and going back to what it really truly is. So that's a whole nother podcast episode right there. But let's get into the meditation. You're going to want to start by laying flat on your bed or your couch or your floor, wherever you're laying. And make sure nothing's crossed. If your legs are crossed, uncross them. Your hands, your fingers, anything, uncross everything and just lay flat in a comfortable position. Okay, we're going to start with our whole entire body in white light, okay? And this white light, you can just sit in this white light for a minute, and I want you to feel the warmth. I want you to feel the love. This is the love of Source surrounding you, and it's always there. It is always there. If you can't feel it, it's because you're not connected to it. And sometimes it's important to get back to the basics and know that this love, this light is always within you because it is what you're made out of. Okay? But now we're going to shut off the busybody energy around this light. Okay? So I want you to start with your feet. Okay? And your feet are shining bright. And I want you to picture putting a key into your feet and switching the key, and your feet turn off and they're relaxed. All the muscles relax. Now go up to your calves, put the key in, switch it, the lights go off. Now you can go up to your knees, switch the key, the lights turn off, and go up to your thighs, switch the key, the lights turn off, and go up to your hips, switch the key, the light turns off. And go up to your torso, switch the key, the lights turn off, all of your muscles are relaxed. And go to your hands, switch the key, the light turns off. Go to your elbows, switch the key, your arms turn off. Go to your shoulders, switch the key, your shoulders turn off, they relax. Go to your neck, switch the key, your neck turns off and relaxes. And finally, we are at your head. Switch the key and your face is going to turn off. Your head's going to turn off. All those thoughts are going to turn off. Now we are in a completely relaxed state. And when you're able to get to this place, this zone, I want you to think about what comes to you, what pops in your head. And it's okay if nothing pops into your head, but I want you to just relax in this state for a little bit and take as long as you need. And if you end up falling asleep, that's okay. It's better to do this meditation when you're not completely exhausted so you can actually record what you get. But when you're done and you feel like you've gotten any guidance you need, then you can come out of this. But if any thoughts pop in your head, just observe them and relax like they are clouds floating by in the sky. You don't have to engage with them. Just watch them float on by. And when you're ready, you can come out of this. And then this is the time where you're going to want to journal any responses that you received, any insight that you've received, any guidance that you have. This is when you're going to want to record this down, and you're going to want to see how this plays out in the next few days. How did this guidance help you? What did you do with the information that you received? Maybe you didn't receive any information. Maybe this was just a wonderful time to kind of zone out and get in touch with your higher vibrations. Either way, I would recommend doing this meditation every night before bed, and it will really help you. Okay, so let's move on to the next meditation. Let's say you're like, okay, Brianna, I hear you. That's great. That sounds great, but I am not getting anything from that, or it's really hard for me to hold still. It's hard for me to quiet my mind. And hey, I get that. I have 3 small kids and I'm running a business. So I understand not being able to turn your mind off. And I also understand not being able to really get a minute for yourself. So this next meditation is for those of you who have a hard time quieting your mind, or who have a hard time just having a moment of stillness, okay? This is one of my favorite meditations that I love to do every single day, because there's always a moment that we're doing something. And I like to refer to this as a walking meditation, but there are many, many ways that you can connect with this type of meditation beyond just walking. But of course, we'll start with talking about walking, because that's a great one. If you live in a place where it's safe to walk outside, or if the weather's nice enough to walk outside, this is a great place to connect. Not only are you in nature and you're feeling the rays of sunshine on you, which is just so spiritual in itself, but you're doing something on autopilot, and that is the key secret here. So for a lot of us that have a hard time shutting our mind off, it helps to give our body something to do that we don't have to think about doing. It's something that you do so often that your body goes into autopilot. And when your body goes into autopilot, it opens up your brain, because your brain's not thinking about what it's doing. It's just in this very zen place. And that is when all the guidance can pour on in. I love going on walks. It's so therapeutic. Going on walks helped me when I was struggling through postpartum anxiety and postpartum depression. I would say, saved me. And I think that I receive so much guidance while I'm walking. I would recommend doing a 15-minute walk. It really takes around 15 minutes to get, to really get going. But if you don't have 15 minutes, any amount of walking, and even for 1 minute, it's going to do something, okay? And just, once again, see what pops into your head while you do this. See, what are you receiving? What is spirit telling you? What's dropping down into your mind? And once again, we don't have to ruminate on those thoughts, but we just watch them pass by like clouds in the sky, right? Just observe them. Don't think about them. Don't think about the thoughts you're getting. Just receive the thoughts you're getting, okay? Now, another great way to do this would be cleaning the house, okay? I remember when I had my first daughter, and whenever she would nap, that would be my time to clean the house, because that was, this is before I truly knew what was going on with myself. But I knew that if I could get into this place of like autopilot to where my brain wasn't thinking, because again, like I said, I had postpartum anxiety. You better believe my brain was going crazy of all the dangers in the world. It was hard. It was really hard to go through. But yeah, I always wanted to do something to kind of help my mind go a little numb, to give myself relief from those thoughts. And so I would clean, because once again, cleaning is something that you can put yourself in autopilot, and it's a great time to receive messages. Sweeping the floor, mopping, wiping the counters off, all of that, cleaning your windows, your mirrors, all of that is seriously so therapeutic. Now, let's say that you're not into cleaning. That's fine. What is your autopilot? Now, I know we all drive, right? Whenever I drive, I get a lot of guidance, because once again, if I'm going somewhere that I know that I'm going every day, like if I'm taking my kids to school or if I'm going to the grocery store, I know the directions there. So my body can kind of go into autopilot, and I receive a lot. In fact, if you guys are familiar with my seance oracle deck, I received that guidance while I was driving, and a bunch of other things. I just think that driving is a place where spirit is right beside me in the passenger seat, and we talk a lot during that time. But you can do too. You can do that too. You can connect too. But, it's going to be different for everyone. What is your cathartic exercise? What do you do that really helps you empty your mind? What task do you do that helps you go into autopilot? Maybe it's taking a shower. Maybe it's brushing your teeth. These are all things that we do every day that our mind really goes into autopilot and we can receive. So don't think that you have to be having meditative music, sitting cross-legged with candles lit to meditate, because that's not the case. Okay? Just the fact that you're a physical being, it's nearly impossible to keep your mind busy all the time, right? There's always times where our mind can be a little blank to receive messages. Okay? So that is the second way you can meditate. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit and let's go into the third form of meditation, which this is one that I would not recommend doing every day. Okay, this is one that I would recommend doing maybe once a season, because it's so deep and it's so powerful that you're not going to want to do it too much, because it's going to lose its touch. And this is a guided meditation. Okay. Guided meditations are basically when someone talks you through the meditation, they give you the prompts and you relax and your mind makes up the scenario. And you'll receive messages that way by guided instructions. So this is a little bit different than just sitting still and letting your mind be quiet, because this is your mind, this is your imagination creating a story to give you evidence that you really are connecting. Now, I will tell you, I had a magnificent guided meditation, and you can find it on YouTube. It's by James Van Praagh. And if you just type in like guided meditation, to meet your spirit guides, it should be like one of the first ones that pop up. But basically, the meditation he's talking, he's guiding you on the meditation, and he's taking you, through the white light, through a meadow, through the big white marble pillars. This was a while ago that I've done this. I don't know if that's exactly how it goes, but he is guiding you to meet your spirit guides. And I remember I did this meditation so long ago. It was like 8 years ago that I did this, because I was not pregnant with my daughter yet. And this is when I was really just trying to learn about what even is a spirit guide and how can I get in touch with these spirit guides. This was my big moment of meditating and receiving something crazy. So when I was doing this meditation, and now whenever I do a guided meditation, I like to really use energy to help me get the best scenario. So I like to do it in the bathtub with the lights off and candles lit. This is the one that you're going to want to get woo-woo with, okay? Because I think that just all that energy of like the water, the fire, your intention, it just really helps your imagination come alive and your third eye open up, because that's really what's going on here is your third eye is opening up and you're receiving so much information. But whenever I met my ascended masters, there's a part where they hold out their hand and they give you something. And
he says just go with the first thing that you receive. And, you know, maybe it's nothing, maybe you don't receive anything, that's okay. But whatever you do receive, it's got to be symbolic of something, or maybe it's a metaphor, or maybe in the next few days it'll click and you'll understand why you got what you got. So when I was doing this meditation, I got three different things. The first thing I got was a red ruby in the shape of a heart. And so I don't remember what the third thing was, but the second one was a picture, and it was a silhouette picture. So I couldn't see the faces, but I could see the outline. And it was a man holding up what looked to be an 18-month-old child up into the air. And the child had on boots, a hat with the little like ball on top with the drawstrings, and a vest. And I remember this so clearly because I was like, that's interesting. Because I didn't have kids at the time. So I was like, that's an interesting thing for me to see, but okay. And when I came out of meditation, I was Googling what does a red ruby crystal mean in meditation? And one of the articles that I found said that it can mean that you're very fertile and that there's a pregnancy on the way with a little girl. Well, guess what? I did not know, but at the time I was pregnant. I didn't know it yet because it was so early, and that was my daughter. So that was a crazy validation for me. But guess what? This is the part that gets crazy. This is the part where my mind was really blown. Now, you remember I told you about the picture, right? Literally a year and a half goes by, or well, more than that because, I was pregnant. But so yeah, this was probably like 2.5 years later. I am outside with my daughter. She's 18 months old, and it was March. So it was kind of chilly out. So she had on her little Ugg boots, she had on a vest, and she had on a hat with a little ball on top with drawstrings. And we're next door. We're talking to my parents. We're outside. And my husband comes over and picks her up and holds her up into the air. And from the angle, the perspective that I was standing at, it was the exact snapshot I saw in my meditation. But this time it was real life. And I could see their faces. I'm telling you, when that happened, I was like, oh my God. I did this guided meditation and I saw that moment in time. I saw that in my meditation. It blew me away. It really blew me away. And I love guided meditations for that reason. It shows you a little snippet of the future, but you don't know how it's going to come together. Like I could not have made that happen. It just fell together. The fact that she was wearing that outfit, the fact that the exact spot that I was standing so that it would be the same perspective I saw in that photograph. It was just wild. And they say everything's happening all at once, and I believe it. I mean, how else would that come together so perfectly? It just blew my mind. So that's why I recommend only doing it like once a season, because it can become addictive. It can become addictive to always be tapping in to see what the future holds. We're meant to live in the now. So this is something that you can do like once a season. I don't even think I do it that often, honestly. I think I do it maybe twice a year. And really, it's just, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy. So my favorite one out of these three would be the walking meditation, because that is something that's very achievable, something you can do every day. And spirit isn't going to always talk to you in profound, like God booming language. Sometimes it's just simple stuff like when I was driving down the car and I had the epiphany to, hey, it'd be really fun, really cool, an oracle deck that's like a Ouija board that has letters on the cards. And I was like, you know what, that would be fun. I would buy that. I was like, because Ouija boards never really work for me. Like I'll do it and it's like I don't really feel like it's being moved at all. And even if I do move it, it lands on like a blank part of the board. And so I was like, that'd be so much fun to like have cards, because you're for sure going to get a letter, and you're for sure going to get a yes or no or maybe. So so then I was like, well, you know what? I Googled it because I was like, I want to buy that. And I couldn't find anything like it. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to make it. And it seems like a lot of you guys really like that deck. So yeah, try these three and see what fits for you. Go on YouTube. There are so many guided meditations, but you know what? I think before I let you go here, I'll give you a guided meditation. We are going to meet someone special. We're going to meet someone special, and it's going to be a surprise. I'm not going to tell you who it is you're going to meet because it's going to be different. It's supposed to be different for each and every one of you. So, this is going to be a good time for you to get in a comfortable position where you won't be distracted. And if right now is not the time, that's okay. Pause this. You can come back to it later. And let's get to that special place and receive some guidance. When you're ready, just relax. Make sure your feet are uncrossed. Make sure you're in a position where you won't fall asleep, but where you won't get hurt. Make sure you're not driving or anything like that. Okay, if you have to go to the bathroom, make sure to do that now so that you're not distracted the whole time. Okay. When you're ready, I want you to picture yourself in blackness. Just close your eyes and you're in blackness. Okay, you're safe. We are guided and protected by the white light, and only the vibrations at the highest of love and light can come through during this meditation. So don't worry, you're protected. You're protected. But I want you to close your eyes and you're surrounded in darkness, okay? And everything is still, everything is calm, and you're just at peace. You're at such peace. And then off in the distance, you notice something. You notice an elevator. And it's a clear elevator. And it's calling you. You know it's going to take you somewhere special. So you get up from the darkness and you walk towards this elevator. And you get inside. And you press the button. And you start to ascend upward. You start to go through a beautiful red ruby color. And you take a deep breath in, and the red ruby colors wash inside of you and fill your body up with red light. And then you breathe it out and wash it out. You feel renewed. You go higher and you go through orange, the most beautiful orange tones. You take a deep breath in and let the orange wash inside of you. And then you take a deep breath out and let it all come out. You go a little higher and you're going through beautiful, beautiful yellow tones. You take a deep breath in and all that yellow light goes inside of you and lights up every part of your body. This is your intuition. And you breathe it out and you know that it's always there waiting for you, guiding you. You go a little bit higher and you go into this beautiful emerald green light. You take a deep breath in and the green light washes in every cell of your body. And this is love. This is love that you're in and you're embraced in it. And it's always here for you anytime you need it. You breathe out and the green comes out and you go a little higher. And now you're in the blue, the beautiful, beautiful blue colors. And you breathe it in. You breathe it in. This is your voice. And it goes in every part of your body. And you know that you always are safe to speak your mind, your truth. What is your truth? Don't be afraid to speak it. Breathe out and let it all come out. And you go a little higher. And you're going into the indigo color. This beautiful indigo, deep blue. You take a deep breath in and your third eye awakens. And your third eye swirls in this blue light and sucks in all the beautiful blue fragrance. And then you breathe out and the blue light comes out and you know that you're able to tap into your third eye whenever you need to. You go a little higher and you're surrounded in beautiful violet colors. And this is your crown chakra. This is a place where you can receive your intuitive guidance from your spirit guides. This is a place that's always available to you and you can come at any time to visit. You go a little bit higher and you're finally in a white light and the elevator stops. The doors open and you step out of the elevator. You see someone in the distance waiting for you. You can't make out if it's male or female, so you start walking towards them. And the first thing you notice about them is their energy. Their energy feels familiar. It feels like someone you've known before. You're not sure how you know them yet, but it feels very familiar. So you start walking towards them and their face starts to appear to you. And now you know who this is. You might not know who it is from this lifetime, but there's this sense of resemblance. And this is a part where it'll be different for all of you. Some of you will know this person, some of you won't. It's going to be tailored to your own experience. So just take what you get and run with it, okay? And they're going to reach out and give you a big hug. It's been a long time. They've been waiting for this moment. They're so happy. They're so happy that they have found a way to connect with you on this lifetime, in this spiritual realm. And they're always in this white light waiting for you. You can come visit them anytime and receive guidance anytime you need to. They show you a trunk, a big trunk right next to them. And they open it up for you. And they don't use their words, but you know that they're telling you to dump in all your worries, all your problems. Dump it into this box and let them take care of it for you. Let them handle it. And you trust that they will. And you can visualize your troubles and your problems however you want to. You can envision them as black coal. You can envision them as, smoky energy coming out of your body, whatever you need to use to visualize that negative energy leaving your body, those problems, those worries. Picture it however you need to and fill that trunk up with as much as you need. And the trunk is bottomless. You can fit as much as you need to in there. And when you're done, this person closes the lid, locks it, and they just smile at you. They don't talk, they don't say words, but you can feel that they're going to take care of it, and you trust that they're going to take care of this. These problems and these worries are in their hands now, and they're an expert at solving problems. They give you one last beautiful hug. They embrace you, and they don't speak words, but you can feel their energy, and they love you so much. And they're so happy that you stopped by to visit them today. And they let you know anytime you want to visit them, anytime you want them to solve something for you or hand off your worries, you can visit them in this place. You can save this meditation and come back anytime. It's time to come back down into your body. They start to dissipate in front of you, and you find that you're walking back to the elevator now. You guys are getting farther and farther apart. You get back into the elevator, and the door shuts, and you begin your descent downward. You go through the purple light, through the indigo light, through the blue light, through the green light, through the yellow light, through the orange light, through the red light, and you're back down in the darkness, and the elevator stops and the door opens. You step out of the elevator and you're back into your body. Just wiggle your toes, itch your face if you need to, open your eyes, get a drink of water, and really feel like you're grounded in your body. I feel grounded in my body by doing something physical, like going outside and putting my feet in the bare grass. And get out a notebook and write down any guidance that you received so you can come back to it and see if anything plays out for you. You guys, I am so happy that we got to get together to do this meditation. I'm really glad that you guys are opening up your spiritual senses and really trying to find your inner voice of intuition. Your spirit guides have been with you since day one, and they've never left your side, and they want to help you, but you have to ask for help, and you have to learn how to hear the energy of what they're telling you to do. And by getting in touch with these spiritual beings through meditation, you will be able to use their guidance for your highest good. You guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of each meditation. Which one was your favorite? And what did you receive during the guided meditation that I gave you? Let me know.